everybody? We are back for another episode of Rise of the Ordning. I hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome on in. A couple of things before we get started, because we're leaving off on a fun part, and I'm so excited to get to it. I'm going to run through some stuff pretty quickly. First, Lunar is exactly right. We do have our special guest Odds with us. Make sure to go follow him on TikTok and all of that. The link is in the description below, or it is also in Twitch chat. Also, the other thing is that I just want to, everybody take a second, go to the Muse's Mythos YouTube page, or if you're watching this on YouTube, go double check that you are subscribed. I'm like super close to 200 subscribers, and so I would love to get there as soon as possible. And if you are subscribed, maybe share it with somebody who would do so as well. So we're really close, which would be really cool, because that brings me to my next announcement, which is I'm launching a new campaign, and this is going to be in more podcast form rather than visual form. And it is called The Glamour and the Grief, and it is a D&D duet styled campaign, which is one-on-one, and we are exploring the Feywild. Is it Ilumelan's Feywild? You'll have to watch and find out. But that will be both up on YouTube as a podcast as well as up on Spotify. So I just wanted to announce that that first episode drops June 30th, which is perfect for the end of Pride Month. It is my Pride Month gift to you all, because this character's a disaster gay and I love them. So those are my couple of big announcements. We're gonna get into things. If you're with us on Twitch, hello, how are you? Grab your bingo card. If you need to dip at any point, you can find this on YouTube on Saturday. And if you are with us on YouTube, hello, welcome. We hope you are doing well. And you can come hang out with us live on Wednesdays at twitch.tv/Zari the Muse at 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay. That list of announcements never, gets quicker. I need to figure out a better way to say it all. But we're going to dive on into things and get rolling, and then we will see how things go. So, last we left off, the group plus their new friend Odds were left in a bit of a rough spot, after their encounter with the evil necromancer Lilith, after digging in Ravasi's mind, using Odd's affection, taunting her niece Nyx, and answering some of Tazira's questions. Finally, she chose to kill Komori, the one she had created, just to tell Tazira to bring her back. The group tried to keep her there to take care of her once and for all, but Lilith managed to escape, but not before bringing back two of the frost giants she had slain as powerful undead. Luckily, Tazira was able to revivify Komori, who promptly stuffed down her emotions to fight, and the group defended themselves. A polymorph later, and two hamsters and the baboon who took them fell into the ice water of the north and seemed to be handled. The group took a second to gather themselves and to continue their mission to find the dragon's eggs and the conch. Luckily, it was the Jarl's longhouse. They managed to find both, as well as a bunch of other loot, including the DM's regret of many vials of acid. During their time pilfering and resting as quickly as possible, they heard both the white dragon take off to the hills, causing chaos, and the return of the Jarl's longship, answering to said chaos. Several frost giants met them downstairs as they attempted to hide in a wide open corner, kind of foolishly in my opinion, and demanded that they surrender and come to the Jarl. However, this group, very indignant on being bossed around by Lilith and very enraged, refused and began a fight they weren't sure how they could finish with how tapped they were. They used an amazing use of hypnotic pattern that managed to catch all of the frost giants and Komori under its spell, but it allowed them to take out each giant one by one with their meager resources. Battered, bruised, and desperate, the group found a place in the pantry where they could pry up a few floorboards and dig into an igloo hole where they attempted to rest for the freezing and long night. Or, they're not quite sure what time it is, but they assume it's night-ish with how tired they are. But this is where we pick up. I don't normally go through guard watches for a long rest, but tonight I will, as there's chances for things to happen. You've set things up wonderfully by digging your little igloo hole in a very small corner in the back and kind of setting it up in a pantry barrel. You also have sent Mippet to the skies to keep watch on things.
As well as to inform the ship that, please don't leave yet.
Okay. Yep, indeed. And I will ask, before we get into everything, to Zyra, since you were the main one leading this kind of setup, will you roll me a survival check?
I will guide myself.
Yes, you can. Also, I'm going to inform people, for ease, Cece is now using Roll20 on her iPad so that she can see stuff, but unfortunately it means that any rolls in D&D Beyond don't kind of cross over, so we're gonna just trust her. I'm sorry you don't get to see all of her dice for the time being, but we'll figure it out eventually.
I have it open. I can see.
Damn,
okay.
They're rolling off of the sheet. That is a 24.
Okay. So with a 24, you actually, as you kind of have Mippet check from the outside, and then you adjust a little bit, and then you have Mippet check from the outside, and you're looking at what you think would be a giant's range, and then you drop it down and have her look at a troll's height. You're very intentional about all of that and try to get it as good as possible by switching back between the views. And you do indeed believe that you are pretty well protected for the evening. And we are going to go into some rolls. So, you are all beaten, bloodied, bruised, absolutely exhausted, and pretty tapped on magic power. Oh, this is not the music I wanted. It was getting very intense for some reason. Very tapped on magic power, and you are settling in this freezing igloo for the evening. It's slowly getting warmer. You're using prestidigitation to keep yourself warm. You're snuggling for body heat. And it's going to take a little bit before your body heat kind of fills the space. But with that being said, you think you can maybe get a long rest in here. Who's taking first watch?
I am going to nominate the fact that I think the elves should take watch so that they can at least get a long rest in, because they only need 4 hours. So they can get the benefit of an interrupted long rest. We might as well ensure they can.
Okay, I'll go first.
I'll go second.
And then elves third and fourth, and odds if you wanna bop onto somebody's watch.
For an advantage?
Yeah.
If he can wake himself up, we'll see.
I was gonna say, you're currently lying on top of Ravasi.
This is true. But the man could sleep through a cannon, so we'll see.
Valid. Honestly, perfect. Okay.
I wish I could.
So, Mippet, not Mippet, to Zyra, you have told Mippet to essentially jangle your brain awake if she sees anything super intense. Do you have specific instructions?
I would say if the barrel above us is moved, then that is the time to panic and tell everybody. And I'm also going to tell her to stay the fuck out of sight herself.
Where is she staying? Do you want her outside? Do you want her in the pantry?
Are there any rafters in the pantry?
Yeah, there's definitely rafters in the pantry.
Yeah, I'll have her hide on top of a rafter and just kind of press herself against a corner in the wood.
Okay. Sounds good. There was a lot of chat activity, so I'm just going to quickly run down some stuff. Odds, you have guidance on your next attack or check. I also have guidance on my next stuff, and then and then Lunar has DM inspiration for Shorty.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Requiem.
Okay. I was like, there was a lot of stuff that happened, and I did not acknowledge any of it to tell people, so I'm going to just quickly tell people verbally. Okay. Alrighty. So, with that, is there anything that you wish to do? You guys have all shared a meal. Komori, you're kind of posted up by the entrance to listen, which is a lot of what this check is. And the rest of you are beginning to wind down. Is there anything that you wish to do in these moments before we start going into the rolls?
Pray.
Not really on my part.
Pray.
Oh
I'm a
yeah,
little
probably
fiend.
should pray to Bob every once in a while.
Okay. For our first check, Komori, I'm going to have you do two things for me.
Okay.
First, I'm going to have you roll me a D100, and then I'm going to have you roll me your perception check.
Okay. First to the D100. I don't know how to feel about that.
It's my lucky number.
I mean, same, especially when it's on a Friday. Fuck. That is a nat 2 for a
Okay.
10.
So, with a 13 on your luck check and a 10 on your perception check.
God.
You don't hear anything. It's almost too quiet. The beginning
hate
of
that.
your watch was the group eating, but the last 2 hours are eerily quiet and cold. So cold. It's hard for you how cold it is, especially being somewhat aquatic, and you're struggling a bit. You don't fall asleep, but it's just eerie, and it makes you wildly uncomfortable, and you're sitting a little too long with your emotions. Does Komori experience anything, or is she just numb?
I think it's taking a fair bit for her to really process things, and it's tough on her. Like it's because she's having to sort of sit with it there instead of being able to work through it.
Tazira, I think you almost instinctually wake up at your watch time, and you look over at Komori, like, just kind of frozen over there.
I will shuffle over in our side-by-side hole. And I'm just gonna kind of rest my hand on her shoulder and lean my head against her. And I will connect with her head because I'm too nervous to even make audible noise. It won't be like this forever. And I'm gonna keep you guys safe.
Come on, you know that's my job.
We'll compromise and make it our job, huh?
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
We'll have rest soon. And it won't always be terrifying. And feel so much bigger than us.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Komori.
I'm sorry too. And I'm remembering something actually.
Hmm?
When it happened, I saw something.
Tazira will tilt her head. Do you want to tell me?
Well, I mean, it's something I think I've seen before, but there was... I don't even remember if I mentioned it, but Giant Eye.
Mm-hmm. The big yellow slitted one?
Yeah.
Yeah. On one hand, that's terrifying. On the other hand, it gives us a clue.
I mean, I don't know how much clue it really is.
Well, if that's where you went when you died, and when you were in that in-between moment, that's something that has a very large pull on your soul. I reckon if Nyx died, she would probably end up somewhere rather close to her patron, and the same with Ravasi.
I mean, in some ways, yeah, it's a clue, but at the same time, an eye can belong to anything or anyone. And it'll help if you don't know what it belongs to.
Well, that's like a noble on your team, right?
Yeah, I suppose so. So you can see everything else that we certainly can't.
Well, when it decides to cooperate, that is.
Yeah, fair point. Plenty of times it does.
That's fair. And by the way, nobody's said it yet, but thank you for all the times you risked yourself today, Komori. You took a lot of hits that would have taken us down. And you went down. You paid a very big price to keep us safe. And I'm grateful.
Well, like I said, I'm not having someone give my friend shit.
We'll find her again, and if she has any hair left, we'll take that too.
Wait, what?
I'm talking about Lilith. I'm saying if we find her again, she's regrowing her hair, then I'll make sure to use it.
Wait, you guys got rid of her hair?
Oh, you didn't see that! Oh, man,
I think it was while I was dead, yeah.
With the most gleeful expression, I was going to minor illusion what happened.
Wow. That is a choice.
Oh yeah, she was there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's, wow. I got nothing. Just, wow.
Hope that makes you feel a little bit more even.
Oh my god, yes. Absolutely.
I will just kind of give her a grin and pat her again.
Thank you.
Of course.
But yeah, it's been quiet.
Well, hopefully good quiet.
It's more quiet than I would like.
Thank you for letting me know. I'll be looking through it.
Yeah. I feel bad because I feel like part of me was also just so lost in my head with things, so.
You literally died. I think you have an excuse for tonight.
Yeah, but I'm just worried is all.
That's okay. It's okay to be worried, but we're a team. We cover where each other lacks.
Yeah, that's fair.
Speaking of lacking, I think our resident barbarian is lacking some sleep, and I actually just give a small playful slug to Mori's shoulder, and immediately wave my hand as my knuckles hurt from it.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. All right, just yeah, wake us up if and when something happens.
Absolutely.
Mori, you find sleep. It's so cold, and you're struggling a bit, but you do eventually find sleep. Zari, go ahead and roll me a D100 and a perception check.
Gotcha. I will guidance myself on the perception. Just a casual 21 from an 8. 24.
Okay. With a 47 luck check and a 24. You do hear some noise at some point. It feels like you feel stomping above you. At one point, you hear someone come into the room next to you, so not quite where you are, but like where, because you're about 2 pantries in, and they go into the pantry right before. Mip flinches a little bit, and you're a little worried, but they don't seem to come in. And there's just one moment of super intensity.
Whew. Alright, beautiful.
But during your watch, I'm going to actually snag someone for a second.
Oh.
Next.
That's me.
That's you. You dream as you take your trance in this very cool chamber. And you... Oh no. My Wi-Fi is buffering. Please? Hello? Please? No? That's the dream. The dream is your DM's Wi-Fi goes down. No, I'm just kidding.
What a strange dream I just had.
Okay, give me a second. It reloaded. Now I have to let it reload 125 pages of notes.
No.
Nyx, you dream. It's always the memories at first, the very stark reminder of your patron's judgment. It's your drive, your purpose, your hope. You see all the memories you usually do, but one stands out in your brain just a little bit more. The vision of Lilith standing over that cage as you feel the hands of children behind you protecting them from their parents who have changed. Recognizing that what she did to these people was part of the abomination that she probably did to Kamori. Let's get back here. So Nyx, as you are stepping on the scales, you see your patron before you, the familiar dark cloak, the scythe on her back, the purple eyes, and as she had said, that Lilith is a problem. And you would call her a bitch. But she kind of, you see her smirk jump a little bit, and she just simply says, you know, my realm is to assist in chartering the dead, to lead them where they need to go. And she has been causing issues. Not only is she causing issues for me, but she is also unfortunately causing many, many issues for Magnus, which I cannot stand.
Okay. So what are we doing?
Do you trust your companions?
As far as I can throw them, for sure.
Can you throw them far? She seems a little confused.
Probably Rivasi.
I hate to ask you to rip apart the bonds that you have made. If you trust them to continue with the giant threat, I'm going to ask you to handle the Lilith threat.
Okay. I think that's okay. The
you-
Giants aren't really that big a deal in my opinion.
Are you willing to give up your vengeance against the fire giants?
No, but I'm willing to delay my vengeance.
You see her smirk jump again. Well, handle things here. And when you have a chance to say your goodbyes, see if you can track her down.
Okay. I can do that.
She nods once, and she just says, one who holds death in her hands, like a god, should not be allowed to walk this plane. And with that, you begin to feel the threads of the dream unravel.
Wait, one more thing.
It immediately slams back.
I don't like that you're trying to steal my look. You need to fix that. Okay, that is all.
She laughs. She laughs fully. And she just says, have you ever considered that you're trying to steal my look?
Unlikely.
I have been alive since long before you were a twinkle in your parents' eyes.
Not sure what that has to do with you stealing my looks, but okay.
I've had this look since then. I was created this way.
Typical hipster. Send me back.
Now I don't want to.
Nyx will lay down and go to sleep.
On top
love
of
her
the
so much.
scales. You just hear a long, suffering sigh that's half of a sigh and half amusement, and you begin to feel yourself waking up. And as you do, you feel yourself like fully wake up, and you actually look, and Tazira's standing over you, about to wake you up for your
When I see that, I'll shoot up real quick and gasp really dramatically.
Is everything okay?
Yeah,
You-
what's up?
Oh, okay. I don't know. When I wake up like that, everything's not okay. But okay, cool. Good watch.
Sure, yeah, I can take over.
Zari needs to take them anti-anxiety medication pills.
She needs a fucking Wellbutrin so bad.
oh my god. My shorty, I just spat everywhere.
Yucky. I'll tuck Tazira in.
Aw.
They
Okay, good night, Zara, and I will give you a little forehead kiss. And then I will close your eyes for you.
I just kind of let it happen at this point. Good night, Nyx.
Goodness. Okay, next, during your watch, contemplating these things, or probably not, let's be real, go ahead and roll me a D100 and a perception check.
By the way, Ravasi's had his 4 hours, so he's just silently staring at all of this happening, with Odd just snoring on his chest still.
To that note, I did, since I know Ravasi is done, I want to kick him until he wakes up.
I'm awake.
Just had to get my licks in.
Wait, why do you say that?
It's fun to kick.
No. You have to get your licks in.
Oh, because you are vulnerable and kickable.
Ah. Alright.
Not like an ice cream cone, Ravasi.
Why would I think it would be an ice cream cone? Besides, you bite ice cream cones.
This is your problem. You're a freak.
I'm not a. Well, I'm technically not a freak.
Something a freak might say.
Alright. Well, you keep watch over us with your big, powerful, strong magic, and I will continue being a heat source for Mr. Arts here.
Okay.
Okay.
I will keep watch.
Nyx, your watch continues normally. You hear a bit of stomping around. It sounds so thudded, and like dampened, but nothing seems to happen, and nothing seems to come through the door above you, from what you can hear with the 15.
Okay.
Like,
And your watch passes.
Another successful watch. Am I supposed to wake up Oz now? Is it still time to do
It's
watches?
Ravasi, technically.
Ravasi's gonna has for the last 30 minutes, been slowly scooching odds, like, off of him, so slowly sliding him into the crook of his arm, until the crook of his elbow, to his wrist, before he very gently settles him over the course of, like, 30 minutes.
I don't think he's moved an inch. You think he? If it wasn't for the snoring, you'd think he's dead.
Mm-hmm. And then just slowly crouches. Alright. You go. Do what you need to do.
Me?
Mhm.
What the shit am I gonna do, Ravasi? We're kind of trapped here.
Oh no. Like sharpen a weapon or something?
No,
Go
my scythe
content-
stays sharp. Don't worry.
Go talk to your patron. Go, I don't know, stare off into space and think of your snappy little comebacks you always have.
Think these are premeditated? How dare you?
Isn't everyone's?
That is sad for you. You premeditate your conversations. What a weirdo.
Not yours, if that makes you feel any better.
A little.
I never know what you're going to say, so I can never prepare for it.
I mean, tell Zari you know what she's gonna say before she says it. That's gonna really freak her out.
More like I can guess.
I'm gonna phrase it in a different way.
Well, that's more anyway. Sure, tell her my secrets. Alright.
Nick's gonna zone out, just staring at Ravasi.
Ravasi will simply accept that as something she does.
Okay, go ahead and roll me your D100 and a perception check.
Guys, how is that the first one above a 50?
I don't know if we want that.
I don't know if I want that. And a perception DM?
Mm-hmm. Do you guys want me to reveal what it was?
Yeah.
So, you got very lucky. It was a 10 and under. Then it was a 15 and under. Then it was a 20 and under. And then this last time it was a 25 and under. So you were so close with the 13.
Ooh.
Don't worry, guys. I wouldn't have known we were in danger anyway.
Ravasi, I think you just feel the weight of Nyx's eyes on you.
To be so honest, I think Ravasi, after about 15 minutes, slowly turns his head and continues to stare directly at Nyx as well.
They're just having a staring contest
No!
for like
not
2 hours.
Staring contest. They're just both silently staring at each other, thinking whatever thoughts are happening, or meditating, or whatever.
We call
She's
that
like
mutual
totally glazed
disassociation.
over. Yeah, she's completely glazed over.
Yeah.
Mutual disassociation.
Yeah, I think
Oh
at
my-
some point he also starts disassociating and just starts doing his little tapping that he always does.
Your watch continues. And before it ends, we're gonna dip over into Komori. Komori,
Oh, no.
you also have a dream tonight. In this very, very cold space. This time it's different than how it usually starts. You closed your eyes exhausted, emotionally, mentally, physically, and you feel like something is missing, like some part of you has been missing since you got up after your encounter with Lilith, since it was Iris kneeling over you with diamond dust running through her fingers. You remember that moment in the liminal space where you've kind of recognized that you were dead. You remember. And you remember that it was not your first time there. It felt familiar. But this time, you felt like you were drifting down again, seeing flashes of your friends. The ones who you both fight for and the ones who have given you a home in them after being cast out for so long, who seem to love you unconditionally and only fault you for your actual faults, for sometimes being too rash and too angry, but not for your appearance, which you cannot change, something which has been changed for you. They seem to love you for your more monstrous qualities anyway, as it's what keeps them alive. They've praised them. My little monster, you hear echoing in Lilith's voice. You feel cold. So cold. You see yourself drifting down past the visions you saw while you were falling below that line until you stop. A vision off to one side comes into clarity a bit more. The one of a small seafoam blue hand in yours, pulling yours along, and your vision zooms in. You hear the waves and the seagulls, and feel the sand under your feet, and a warmth in your chest as she laughs high in Bell Lake. You look up, finally looking up, and you see her face. A half-sea elven girl, with pointed ears decorated in pearls and golden chains despite her young age, with long flowing blue hair that starts at a deep cobalt and shifts into the greens of the sea, and a baby face that is starting to develop the sharp lines of an elven heritage. You feel yourself saying her name, Rhea, bubbling from your lips as you are dragged behind a long line of giggles. And then you hear a booming voice behind you that barks, Rialta and Kamori, stop now! And you feel her hand tug harder, and you continue to run, and your vision grows dark again. Cold. So cold. You can't save her, you can't save them, you can't save anyone if you are lost at sea. And you wake up, your teeth chattering, frozen tracks running down your face as you begin to ground yourself in the ice pit. And you have all completed a long rest successfully and luckily.
Woo! I hate the sound of that.
We deserve it. Take the lot. Oh, Ravasi, so pleased. When you guys, wake up and kind of come to, Ravasi and Nyx are still just staring at each other.
And Kamori wakes up crying.
Just completely, like, spaced out. Both of them.
I can't be bothered to pay attention to them. This is...
Yeah, I'm gonna glance between the two weirdos, and then look towards my other weirdo friend who is sobbing.
Which fire do you wish to address first?
And I'm just gonna say this, I imagine Odds still snoring.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely, like a log.
As he should, as he should.
He's probably been asleep for like 9 hours.
Probably.
Good for him.
I know, goals, right?
I wish.
Amen, brother.
I think actually at the sound of the snoring and looking at I'm gonna look between these two and I'm gonna gently wake up Odds. Odds! Kamori is crying. Can you take care of her? The other two are weirdly staring at each other.
Who's there?
Good morning. It's Tazira. You're in the north, going after the longship. Kamori's crying. One of your grandkids is crying. Can you go comfort her?
Oh yeah, I'll be... yeah, I'll be right there.
You weirdos.
He's such an old man.
So he's going to stand up and Can if the DM will indulge me, can I roll a d4 to see which bed I ended up in?
Yeah, sure.
I imagine that he sleepwalks a fair bit.
Yeah, after you got off Ravasi, I think you stayed. You stayed in Ravasi's bed, but you had rolled over a little too close to Tazira, which is why it made sense for her to wake you up.
Tazara wakes up with a tiny hand on her face. So he's going to wake up and he is going to stand, and when he stands, he's all like hunched over, and you hear, and it goes, and it just makes this horrific noise as like his vertebrae all like snap into alignment.
It echoes
I
down
fucking
here a
wish.
little.
He's going to produce his little, I guess it is a quarterstaff. It's a quarter of a normal size staff. And then he is going to pull over, and instead of putting a hand on Komori's shoulder, he is going to sit in her lap, like literally force his way into her presence, and then just say, "I heard you didn't sleep very well. Do you want to talk about it?"
Kenny?
Sorry, it was just a lot happening, and I remember her.
Even though Komori doesn't mention who she's talking about or referring to, Odds is going to nod as if he completely understands. He is going to reach up his tiny hand, and instead of touching her hair, he's going to gently stroke her cheek and just say, "I understand. These things are incredibly difficult, even for the strongest among us, which you are, in more ways than one. And it's okay. It's alright. You can let the tears fall on this bald head of mine. I'll never make you suffer alone if I can help it."
It's someone who I couldn't remember. And it's all just back on me now. I know who she is. I don't know where. And I don't know what exactly she looks like now, but I know she exists.
Bitchy. You need to forgive yourself for not remembering. Just like your muscles protect your body, your brain protects your mind. And it probably forced you to forget to protect you. But the reason that you remember now is because you're strong enough to handle it. So it is a blessing. Probably from Bob, but I'm a little biased. But if you remember her and she's out there, then I'm sure you will find her.
Now that's the hope. Thanks, Bob.
Yes. Thank you, Bob. And he's going to raise his little hands to the ceiling, which is under the floor. And then he is going to grab one of Komori's big arms, and he's going to cross it over his chest and just hold it tight to himself.
Bob secretly, yes, one convert.
That's two.
Well,
Wow.
one more.
One more, and we get to clear out that free punch card.
Ooh, free coffee.
Hey, I won't say no to free coffee. Free coffee's free coffee.
If it's free,
What?
it's for me.
I was gonna
Amen,
say,
bro.
look, so many cults would get so many people if they just started letting people come in for the free coffee and cheese boards.
Yes to the
I would
coffee,
be-
no to the Kool-Aid.
I would be totally down for coffee and cheese boards. Okay.
Oh.
Let's not get distracted and pan over.
Sorry,
Nope,
to-
nope.
sorry, sorry.
I got a move session along tonight. I got a timetable, okay?
All right.
Move over to Zyra, who's handling the weirdos.
So are we all good, or what's the stair problem of?
Oh, shoot. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention very much. We're all awake and good? Yes, yes, yes. All right. He is completely and very clearly ignoring whatever the fuck he was doing.
Are both of you good? Are like Komori's a little bit rattled. I'm a little bit nervous. I need to know where you two are before we go out and potentially die or win.
How you doing, Nix?
Oh, I'm sorry. When did you guys get here?
We've been...
Okay, we're just okay. Cool. All right, that's a lot more. Missing.
Why is Zari freaking out? Oh, it's Zari. I need to tell you something.
Yeah.
Apparently, Ravasi can see into the future of you and his conversations, so he always knows what you're gonna say.
Ravasi just
forward,
rubs his eye. He just rubs his eyes. No, I am just good at guessing what you're going to talk about or say.
A likely story. Don't trust Zyra.
Yes, no, you're right, absolutely correct. He's gonna look over at you to Zyra. I have been an oracle this entire time, and I have not said anything to you, because I am only an oracle for you specifically. And I didn't wish to make you afraid. He is saying this completely deadpan.
You guys watch as Zyra genuinely writes that down as a potential lead to follow. The look on her face is inscrutable. But this has been jotted down seriously into her notebook. You see, I just try and kind of go into a situation seeing all the ways that people could get mad at me, and I try to avoid that, but that's terrifying if that's the case. I'm gonna look at Ravasi. That better not.
He just gives you that charming, toothy grin.
You know what? You're gonna get this back like tenfold later, so I don't care.
Tenfold? Whatever am I getting back?
You'll see.
I was just finally admitting to you the truth that, thank you, Nix, for convincing me that I really should tell her the truth about the matter.
Turn back and look, and Nix is zoned back out.
Yes, she should be. I think she's internally processing some stuff at the moment.
You all take some time, get some food, grab a beverage, and it feels like it is time to emerge. What would you like to do?
Odds is going to be babying Komori until we leave the hole.
Oh.
Shoving food in her face.
Ravasi is gonna flick through his several different outfits, which are, by the way, buried underneath the coat, so you can't really fucking see it, but he picks out the one, he's going through, finds one with blood, cleans it, goes to the next one, cleans it, goes to the next one, cleans it.
Ravasi just did laundry.
Yes.
My thing's not loading. I should have it prepared, but if I don't, I don't know, just smite me down, I guess. Zyra is going to do Arcane Eye. And I'm going to be doing a little bit of sleuthing to make sure that there's not 10 bajillion frost giants outside.
There's just 15 frost giants waiting to murder us.
They just all have hammers.
Guys, this would be funny. Just...
You bring the Arcane Eye out. It goes into the room. You kind of see Miffet, who seems to have been taking, like, a kind of half nap up on the rafters, but immediately, like, her ears perk up, even though this eye is supposed to be invisible. She seems to have sensed your magical signature. and like stares it down a little bit in the way that like cats like stare you down sometimes, and you're like, are you mad at me? Like, what's going on? And there's a big enough space in between the frame and the door, because this is giant and it is but a small bit of you, and you float the eye out and you see that there's evidence that the kitchen was used. You kind of go out and it looks like a bunch of the dead giants were kind of dragged outside. You see evidence of bloodstains on the floor and all the bodies are gone. You also see that it looks like there was a huge meal in here. Are you going upstairs as well?
Absolutely. I've got an hour on this thing, so if people are willing to wait, I will scout as thoroughly as I'm able.
You don't see anyone in the room. It does look like those two... Oh, wait, never mind. You polymorphed them. They're gone. It does look like people came through here, and you do see that there's some gold and some, random items, like art and jewels dumped out on the table, that are half sorted. And then you kind of float out. There was like a balcony on the second level, and you float out the balcony a bit and look around, and it looks like the whole area is kind of in chaos. It looks like they're looking for something, that they've cleared this building and are continuing to search.
Yeah, I wonder what that might be.
You float down a bit and you see that the Jarl's longship has been anchored in the main area. There's a very upset dragon, extremely upset dragon, chained to the front or the center of the longship, and you see sitting across from the very upset dragon, staring him down, is who you can only imagine to be the Jarl. And he's staring down this dragon. He kind of is, he's so bulky. He's considerably bulkier than all the rest of the giants that you've seen. He has a great axe on his back. He has what looks to be a weird sort of, kind of half crown piece, half not. And is a warrior in every sense, covered in the finest leathers, and you look a little bit closer and they seem to be made of dragon scale.
Oh.
And
where all these dragons?
And kind of in the center of the dragon scale, you see what you recognize to be the ice rune. But it looks like you watch as a couple of the giants... You don't speak giant, do you?
Let me see. No, I do not, unfortunately.
Okay. You hear as a couple of the giants kind of run towards the side of the ship, shout something, and you watch as the Jarl gets more frustrated.
Gotcha. I'll also, if I do end up having the time, scout the longboat a little bit to see if there's anything that's gonna pop out at me as an old man wants this.
Roll me an investigation check.
Yeah,
the DC is really high because you're looking through the eye.
Absolutely. Uno momento. 22?
Okay. So, you look around the ship. It looks like there's not much of a down below ship. You actually see a couple, like, holds that are open. You see several spots for people to be able to, like, sit and row. And the gigantic dragon. But that's it. It looks like the holds are empty. And you kind of, like, think, like, oh, they probably already took all the treasure out. And then you are looking around and you're not noticing anything on this ship, but Odds was insistent that it was on the ship, and you're like, did they take it off the ship? Like, they would have stopped back at home before they, like, went, and Odds didn't sense anything here. And you go around to the front and you see a magnificently carved, what looks to be kind of like a what you can only imagine as a siren on the front of the long ship, and it reeks of weird magic.
Oh, weird magic. I know who wants weird magic.
It's like, fucking found it.
At that, I will actually just kind of, blip out for just a second. Odds. Does this, and I will minor illusion the siren, look like what you might have been looking for?
It's a really hot mermaid lady.
That looks like an illusion.
Well,
It's
yes.
way too small. It fits in your hand. That can't be right.
Yes, this is a small recreation illusion of the real thing, which is, I will guesstimate the units of the dimensions of the siren.
Oh, yeah, maybe, probably, possibly.
Beautiful. I found the Jarl and the white dragon and that thing, which has weird magic.
Which white dragon?
It looks
The
they are
other one?
Yes, they are chained to the ship.
Sweet, 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 sweet. Odds will have to convince them.
Don't interrupt. We were having a conversation, Twinkie.
Me. I'm older than you.
I'll punch you in the dick again.
Do it. It can't hurt any worse than yesterday.
Sure it can. And he'll bring out a vial of acid.
That's not what I meant.
Let's save the dick biting and burning until after we've killed the Jarl, please. Who knows? Maybe that little bit of dick vitality might keep Ravasi alive in a sticky situation.
Yeah, it'll give him something to look forward to. And then he'll put the vial of acid back.
I was trying to ask if you were planning to main talking to the dragon and freeing it.
I mean, I can try. You guys are more familiar with dragons than I am.
I more mean you're going hopefully the one to be like, hey, I talked with your mate. We're going to free you. Go find her. We have your eggs. Take them. Go.
Sure, I'll do my best. And then he'll go back to French braiding Kimura's hair.
Kimura, you have a very neat French braid.
Yay.
Which is hilarious because Odds has no hair.
Look,
He's
if he
just
knows
got really
what he's
lucky
doing,
and it
I ain't
worked.
stopping him.
Yeah. Okay. What would you guys like to do now that you have all this information?
Well, they're probably looking for us, the conch, and the dragon eggs, if I were to hazard a guess. They clearly didn't find us. Otherwise, we would probably be quite dead. So... do we want to sneak on? Do we want to try to parlay? Do we want to just fight? What's the plan here? Do we want to pretend to parlay while some of us go sneak off and go raise hell with the dragon?
I'm down
If
for anything. Any
anything-
plan's gonna work.
I was gonna say, if anything, I don't think they're ever in the mood to parlay, based on my understanding of it.
The Frost Giants
No.
were gonna haul you off to the Jarl.
Yeah. That's the only reason why he's suggesting it.
Yeah, and what do you think he's gonna do?
Probably force us to talk with him. Besides, if I go and someone else, not me, holds on to the conch and the eggs, I can pretend. Like I said, my goal is to. We could potentially cause a big enough distraction so that he stops staring at the dragon, and we can free him. And then within that chaos, we can probably have to kill the Jarl and steal whatever we need to steal for odds.
This is another very long shot, but we could also potentially try and get the dragon on our side. If he knows that we're coming to free him, and we do it, then suddenly we have something that can fly and deal great deals of damage. The difficulty is just convincing it and not being seen doing it.
Well, Odds probably still smells like its mate.
I did touch it a lot.
This is true, you did. There was a lot of snout rubbing.
And then I laid on you for 8 hours, so I probably smell like Twink now.
I thought you were gonna say that I also smell like dragon.
I mean,
Okay.
Twink
maybe.
has a smell?
Apparently. You know what? I just don't question things sometimes.
It's really fruity.
I can confirm.
I don't smell fruity. That's not even the scent of my cologne.
I think that's the scent of your soul.
That's rough, buddy.
Is it at least a good fruit smell? We are getting so distracted. Nix, do you have any ideas?
I have lots of ideas.
I would like to
None
hear.
that pertain to this situation, though.
Great. Awesome. Damn. You have
I don't
good
understand.
ideas.
Why don't you just sneak in Ravasi and do what Zyra said and make the dragon help us? Easy peasy.
That's true. We could do that. My
no,
other
you do that.
I think Odds should do that.
Because Odds is the most convincing of us, absolutely.
Actually,
Oh, thank you, Beyblade. I knew you cared.
you weren't there. Odds rolled a fucking 32 to convince that dragon to not murder us.
I'll send his ass in.
Well, so this is okay. Above table, Sly is trying to say like, kind of maybe split the party, and then or just send him to essentially be like, hey yo, you're clearly looking for us. I want to parlay with you. We have things that you want. You have what we want. I'm going to try to, and essentially do like a fake parlay to try to like buy you guys time to go free the dragon. That's what he's saying, because he's hoping that in him intentionally doing that, it'll be easier for you guys to go free the dragon.
I do like that, actually.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, which he understands is a risk to himself, and so his plan is to use the threat of, like, I have your conch. I have your dragon eggs. The only thing, like, essentially threaten him to be like, if you kill me, you're not going to be able to find any of these things. Right? He's gonna try to bluff his way out of it. Bluff / persuade, intimidate, whatever he needs to do out of it. The only question is does he go by himself or does someone go with him?
Odds
He
would
thinks
want to go
Odds-
with you.
He thinks Odds should go free the dragon.
Yeah, you are good with the dragons. Let me see if I have invisibility, because what Zyra could do is she could just be invisible next to him.
Well, I can cast invisibility on you.
Oh, fantastic. I don't got it. Oh, wait. No, I don't got it.
But, because Odds he feels like would be able to connect well with the dragon, right? I don't know. What are people's thoughts about this?
Odds is under the impression that at least he, out of everybody, will succeed in his mission no matter what. So he's willing to go with any plan. But if you talk about going to speak to the Jarl one-on-one, he is going to try to go with you. He does not want you to go by yourself.
Okay.
To
Then
Zyra,
someone else can come with me.
to Zyra can minor illusion what the boat looks like, so I'm gonna just give you guys a vision, although it's very zoomed in for chat. But you can see that it's a huge long boat. It's hard to tell size, but you can also see the dragon. The dragon helps you tell size.
Mhm.
But it looked like the Jarl was kind of staring down the dragon. There was no other giants on the ship currently, but they were running around and like talking
Yeah.
to him.
Ravasi's plan was to like be over here and not move and force the Jarl to come over to talk to him.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
That was
and
his idea.
Yeah, I mean, you won't be too far away if anything happens, Odds. I just trust you a lot more than myself, because while I know dragons, I am not careful.
You're within. You're almost within a range of a fireball.
Okay. With
Sure.
that, is this the plan?
Unless anyone else has a better idea?
So you're saying that you want to... So where do you want Odds? Sorry, just so I'm clear.
His plan is to have Ravasi essentially land over here. He's thinking about like making this like a whole thing. Like taking the rock, dropping himself down here kind of dramatically. He wants to draw attention. And he wants to draw attention away from the dragon and have the Jarl come over here and hopefully allow the rest of you all, except for maybe Tazira sneaking with me, to come over onto this side of the boat and sneak on and be like, "Don't kill us! We're here to rescue you! Your mate sent us!"
I will note that the siren is at the top of the ship.
That's fine. We can handle that. We can handle that when we have a dragon with us.
Okay.
Okay, Odds will agree, but he will make it known that he is not a fan of this plan, and he wants to go with Ravasi, but he will go with whatever the group says.
I will note that. Oh, sorry. You first.
Ravasi's just going to very simply say, if I didn't think you would be our best chance to convince the dragon, I would love for you to be at my side.
In addition, Odds, I have Vortex Warp. If anything goes wrong, I can warp you closer.
Besides, we already know that the Jarl can't see anything invisible, so...
And I will actually take out a carnelian and press it into his hand for the white dragon.
Oh, this is really pretty, thanks.
Yes,
Not for
please,
you, not for you.
white dragon.
Okay.
Yes. It's a first part of a hoard for it after being imprisoned. I'm sure that would be greatly appreciated.
Nyx, Kamori, what are your thoughts?
If anything, it might be better suited if I go to help get free the dragon, just in case, because I don't know how those bonds are going to be, but
Yeah.
we'll probably need muscle there for it.
Mm-hmm. Nyx?
Yeah, I'll go with the dragon too. The less people that have to try and escape the giants, the better, probably.
Agreed. And I will have the rock. Okay.
Above
Are we
table,
trying-
please just give me Bardic before you leave.
got
Before you jump
10
off, so I
got-
don't die.
You got 10 minutes, buddy.
Well, I'm saying once, before you jump off the rock, so that I can use that for talking to the dragon.
Yes.
I will also for that.
You gonna wheel him?
Unfortunately, I have woe today.
So it's even better that you're with me.
Yes, so I can fuck with the giants rolls.
I got guidance
Okay.
from chat because they're beautiful.
Yes, guidance. Thank you, chat.
Okay.
Ignore
Well-
all the times I've made fun of you, chat.
With that, are you guys all easily sneak out of this very empty longhouse. I imagine you go to the second story if plan is flying on rock and kind of find the balcony above the Jarl's room. And you summon the rock and you begin to hear yells as you jump on top of it.
I'm going to turn to Zyra invisible, have her get on. For the rest of the squad, how do we want to do this? Do we want to just have you guys kind of sneak off beforehand, or...
The rock's really big. I think we could use bird to hide them sneaking off if it's just flapping its wings a lot when it lands.
That's true.
You also know that the rock could hold Ravasi and thus Tzyra in their claws, and everybody else could be on the back, and so you just draw attention down.
That's true. Yeah, I'll do that.
You're both smart enough to know that. I'm not gonna... Yeah. Okay. So, because I want to jump to this dramatic moment, because it sounds fun, there are a couple of rocks thrown at the rock, haha, funny. But once you make it clear that you are heading towards the longboat, they begin to stop, and you begin to hear noises coming as you watch as giants are starting to gather along the shore. But this boat is anchored in the middle, the center of the circular area.
Good.
And you land. Go ahead and drop your tokens onto where you would like to land. Tzyra is invisible. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check with advantage.
Yes. And I will also, once we land, hop onto my broom so that I'm not making any footsteps.
Okay, or you could just fly down. Ravasi could just literally dramatically drop, and you could fly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ravasi is going to dramatically drop. And he is just going to loudly call to the Jarl and say, "Hail! Are you looking for something?"
Okay. You watch as this happens. The rock swoops over. The Jarl begins to stalk towards you. Go ahead and place your tokens.
I am placed.
Oh, I don't see you. Where are you? It's so tiny.
I'm right here. I'm so small.
Oh, you are so far away. Okay.
Yeah. You know what? Ravasi can stick himself, he's kind of, right here. And Ravasi is doing the super obvious, hands up a little, dramatically, I'm not a threat.
Okay. The rock swoops again, and it, kind of stops for a quick second, at the end, but he doesn't seem to notice as he is stalking forward. And... the rest of the three of you, strike team, go ahead and roll me, Team Dragon, sorry, go ahead and roll me stealth checks. And we'll...
Advantage?
The DC is shifted.
Okay. Sorry, thank you.
No, you're good.
I always gotta ask, because I also DM Do We Have Homework myself constantly.
Absolutely. Okay.
Oh, they got odds.
Oh, good odds. Good. I also did Bardic odds.
Okay.
I will
Thank
mark
you.
that.
We are going to kind of shift back and forth between these two very tense things happening. But we will start with the Jarl. Stalking towards you. Jarl Storvald. He sees your hands up. His axe is in his hand as he takes it off his back as he stalks forward up to you. And he will actually get here and he will say, "Are you one of the small folk who dares raid my home and free my dragon?"
The important question is what is your response if I say yes or no?
My response would be to challenge you and your puny small folk to combat.
I don't think... Ravasi laughs. Oh, well. I certainly don't think I would stand a chance against your might, Jarl. And it's Jarl Stormcloak, you said?
Storvald.
Storvald.
Storvald. There's no M.
Thank you. Jarl Storvald. But I come to parlay.
And what could you ever parlay with?
I think you're missing some things, I believe.
He
Yeah.
snarls. And you just see hatred in his eyes. And you start to see ice forming on his fingertips.
I think I could potentially get those back to you. But, as you can see, we'd rather not have to fight you all as we leave. And so, if I can, the rest of my group is hidden away from not here. So if you kill me, you will never know where those items are. But, keep me alive, make a deal with me, we will return your items safe and sound.
The
I will
deal.
roll a deception check.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a deception check.
A 15.
Okay. Let's bop over to Team Dragon for a second. You do not think you have been noticed. What would you three like to do?
Approach to the dragon, I assume.
Okay. You approach
Stealthily.
You approach the dragon sneaking. You see that his neck is wrapped in an intense iron cuff. And that there are chains, 4 chains from it, that come at all 4 points and are chaining him to the ground. He snarls, and you actually notice that as you approach, his head snaps up, and he sniffs, and he starts to thrash around a bit, but it doesn't seem to draw the attention of the Jarl. It seems like he's used to this dragon throwing a fit. And in Draconic, do any of you speak Draconic?
Nope.
No, I speak giant.
Nope.
Can I hear from where I am?
You would definitely have to get closer. This creature says a couple of words in Draconic, and then seeing that you do not respond, he simply says, "Small folk leave, or I will kill you."
Odds will hold up a hand and say, "Oh, great mighty dragon!" Obviously he's saying this quietly as to not get attention from the Jarl, but I don't want to whisper because it would make it hard to
Yeah,
understand.
no, you're good.
Oh, great mighty dragon! We have come to free you. If you perchance smell me, you may be able to smell your mate upon me when I touched her nose. She has sent us to free you, so that you may wreak havoc on these giants, and then go to her. We also have your eggs that we will bring to her.
He leans down and he takes a deep sniff of you, and it's horrifying. Like, as he does, his snout is as big as, like, you, and ice pours from his nostrils around you guys. Komori, you have a shiver, just that reminder of the cold. And
I'm like a hamster in a vacuum.
he does oh my God. He does indeed seem to smell something, and he goes, "And my eggs? Where are my eggs?"
We currently have them safe in a bag of holding, so that it's an extra dimensional space, so that if anything happens to us, they'll be safe.
You free me, and I take my eggs and go to my mate. And I won't kill you.
We completely agree. We have the strongest small folk here, and he's pointing at Komori, to help you, while the rest of us deal with the Jarl. We just ask for your help once you're free.
And why should I help you?
You just want him to bring you up to the top of the mast, right? technically, right? Right? If he can bring you up there, you could probably figure out what the fuck to do with the siren, right?
He's going to say, because you deserve justice for your captivity and humiliation.
Okay. For the sake of all of this, go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
May I use... Oh, what is that feature called? May I use... Where is it? I only get it like once a day. Where is it? Tides of Chaos. Once per long rest, I can give myself advantage on one attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
Yes, you can.
Thank you. And you said this was persuasion?
Persuasion.
Wonderful.
And you also have a D8 from Ravasi, and since this is an ability check, remember you can roll it twice, and you can choose which one you wish to use.
I would like to use my advantage. I would like to use Bardic Inspiration. What was the other one? The one that I can do. The Ben Luck. And then guidance from chat. I want to use all of it because I'm scared.
Okay.
You guidance from to Zyra. I also made sure to do that before you left.
Can I get... does that mean I get two guidances? One from chat, one from Tozira?
I'll allow it. I think it's
thank
funny.
God. You are a wonderful, gracious DM.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it's not giving me the advantage when I press shift, so I'm just going to roll it twice.
Okay.
I'm so nervous I hit the wrong one. Hold on.
Do great. You're gonna do so good.
Not yet.
I'm gonna replace
that's fun.
15.
Wait.
No, it's not
Roll
advantage.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Are you
Okay,
gonna
you said
replace?
you're going to replace it with a 15?
Yep, I'm replacing that with a 15.
All
Okay,
right, and then I've
so
got a
that's a
plus 7,
24.
so that's 20. Yeah, 24.
Isn't it a +9 for your persuasion?
It is. 24.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
so nervous. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm still looking at perception.
We got you. Okay, go ahead and roll
You're
your
doing so
roll
good.
your D8, and you have advantage on this D8 too.
Yes, you do have advantage on this D8.
Okay.
Ooh,
Okay, so 7, almost max.
So 24 plus 7 is a 31.
And then plus another 7.
Is a 38. Okay. I will
This dragon's gonna fucking stay and help us torch the ship, man, at this
I
point.
freaking hope so.
I will tell you that the DC was very, very high, but you rolled higher. He leans down further, and you see a giant eye, and Komori and Nyx, it almost flashes back to this bigger blue dragon eye that you've seen before, but this one's smaller, a little less intelligent, and very frantic after years and years of trauma and captivity. And he just says, I will not kill you. I will handle the other giants and summon my mate to do so as well if you free me. And after, I will either take my eggs from your dead bodies, or you will give me my eggs. If you hold them hostage, I will kill you, and that is a promise. Do we have a deal?
Absolutely, we would never do such a heinous thing to such a majestic creature.
And he believes you. And he says...
Fool. No.
And he just says, free me, and I will cause a distraction so none of the other giants can interrupt your fight.
So Oz is going to point at Komori and point to the shackles, and then is going to start heading towards Ravasi, because he is very worried about Ravasi.
On it.
Okay, let's bop back over to the Jarl with Ravasi. So you rolled a 15 deception check.
Yes.
Okay. He narrows his eyes at you for a moment and says, well, what do you propose then, as we are at an impasse here? Either I squeeze your head and kill you just for the satisfaction of it and then hunt your friends down, or you offer me something.
Well, I offer you what was taken from you. By the way, he is at no point going to admit, like, yeah, we took your fucking stuff. He is each time being like, whatever was stolen, we'll help you. I'll make sure you get it back. I know where it is. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's very intentionally doing that. Ravasi, is gonna just, like, do the slight, like, dramatic, like, arm sweep, and during that sweep over his eyes, glance to see that the dragon is not murdering anyone, and that Odds is, like, his little pink body is, like, starting to, like, walk next and be like, okay, they clearly got through something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I can make sure your items are returned to you safe and sound. And in return, we need information on one of the little folk that has been around here.
He doesn't lean down, but he steps forward, and you can feel the cold radiating off of him. And he says, no. You will return what you have stolen. And if you do not agree to return it, we will face each other in combat. And I will take the items from your dead body, or if you think you can win, you may leave with your lives.
He kind of goes, well, unfortunately, they're not, and he's gonna take a step back. They're not really even on my dead body for you to take them off of. He's more than happy to roll a persuasion check for that, because that's really honest with him.
Yeah, sure.
He's trying to be like, it's not worth killing me. You are not going to how's the dirty 30?
Dirty 30.
His goal is to be like, I understand that you're angry and upset, but you're only going to be more frustrated if you just kill me here, or keep being like, obviously you want combat. Combat is not going to work with this. That's what he's trying to convince him of.
There's just ice pouring almost out of his mouth at this point. He just says, summon them here.
It will take a minute or two for them to get here. Perhaps actually up to 5. Would you allow for that?
He glares at you. Then you will be my hostage. And he steps forward and he grabs you. Unless you're trying to dodge.
Ravasi is just going to do a slight duck and be like, well, I need to give the signal!
Give it.
Yeah, Ravasi is going to he doesn't know where Zari is, but he's going to very dramatically, from the side from the rock came from, step over here so he can be seen, hopefully wherever Zari is, and in very big gestures in sign language, say, you have 5 minutes, I will distract him 3.
Alrighty, that will rapidly shoot through everybody's head that we have 5 minutes to do whatever we need to do. Don't be for it, and get shit done.
Okay.
And then Ravasi will turn back. He will step forward. Actually, no, he will make one very obnoxiously loud bird call. At the very end, and then he will step forward, and then again in that, like, humbling fashion, go, why do you think I stepped on board? Of course I would be a hostage. I would never doubt.
He cuts you off completely and grabs you.
You have a very strong grasp.
Okay, so as this has been happening, you have had some time. Komori and Nyx, what are you doing?
I'm trying to get this dragon unshackled is what I'm doing.
So, there's a couple different ways to do it. A very quick examination there's no lock on these chains. So you can choose to try to break a chain with an athletics check, or you could essentially destroy it with your weapons. You do think that weapons would be louder.
I will also kind of ping through their head. We have acid. If that might work, let me know.
Oh, that might not be a terrible idea. Well, if anything, I would probably go for the athletics route.
Okay. Go ahead.
'Cause
You grab a
you know what that
chain.
means.
You grab a chain. Go ahead and roll me an athletics check. I'm gonna tell you this because this is fun. Do you want to know the DC?
High as fuck.
The DC is 27 for each chain.
What? An idea.
Yeah?
I can vortex warp the dragon out.
Oh,
Is
That's if the
John, is
dragon's
that legal?
willing. Technically?
It's another creature. I mean,
You can vortex
you
warp
said
willing.
you said the DC was a 27?
Yes.
I would need to roll a natural 20 for that.
Maybe
No,
this other
that's-
plan is a good idea then.
Yep.
It might be.
It
As I
does need to be
said,
a willing creature.
So someone's gonna have to convince the dragon to be willing.
yeah, it'd be a real shame if Tazara, I don't know, could talk in its head.
Yep, I will actually in its head. And I'm going to question. I'm assuming I'm not limited in the voice that appears in people's head, right? It's a voice. I can customize it.
Sure.
Beautiful. I will do an Odd's voice. Oh, hi there, majestic creature. So we got 5 minutes. What's gonna happen here is a spell's gonna get cast on you that's going to move you. We're gonna put you in the air, so be ready to fly. You just have to let the magic take hold.
You hear an answer that just is a affirmative grunt and preparation.
Beautiful.
Oh my god.
To Zyra, with your passive perception, you hear Ravasi yelp as he gets swept up into his hand, and you watch as the Jarl is beginning to turn around.
I am going to vortex warp the dragon out, and actually above the Jarl, a good feet.
Okay.
DM, I presume I am restrained, correct?
You are currently restrained and grappled.
Grappled? Okay.
And restrained,
I will
both.
mark.
Um,
I will
in this moment, you feel as the magic takes hold. The dragon gets vortex warped. You can do multiple creature. Oh no, you can only do one creature.
Unless I, yeah.
How many feet can you vortex warp them?
90. I will move closer, to be able to. Oh man, I wouldn't be able to get it above the Jarl.
You could still get him closer.
I
That's
can get
what
him close.
matters.
I will slap him as close to the Jarl as I physically can.
Okay. With that, the Jarl's turning around, and you see as this dragon disappears and reappears. It does indeed seem to work, and the chains fall to the ground in a large crash, and the Jarl turns around faster as a very angry dragon begins to take off. And
Ravasi is just gonna go, oh, would you look at that?
the the dragon knows that his frost breath will do nothing on the Jarl and sticks to his original plan, and you watch as he takes off like a shot and begins to wreak havoc. You hear... So this Jarl holding Ravasi is starting to stalk forward, definitely seeing you, yelling in anger. Ravasi, you feel him tightening around as your body as he is stalking forward in anger, and watching the dragon fly off and begin to breathe ice on all of the trolls and all of the frost giants, and runs into one of the buildings and rips out a huge part of it before it takes off, bellowing a call that Zyra, you know to be the name of his mate. He's summoning his mate.
Oh.
And with that, I think, everybody, it is time to roll me some initiatives.
That went exactly as I imagined it. I'm so pleased right now.
22 is not bad. I always forget
Yep.
to choose my token though.
Mhm,
That's okay, I
mhm.
can add
If
you.
Yep, I did the same thing. It's fine.
I think if you click your token, it might, but I'm never sure.
I will also be added.
22. Komori, what'd you get? You got a 15?
Yup.
Guys, should I stab him with the slimming cone again? Do you think that'd be helpful here?
I
This guy is a straight muscle. He probably doesn't have any fat on him.
Yeah, he's very
Uh,
muscular, I will say.
I'd also like to remind Zyra that she has the Emerald of Elemental Energy
Oh,
and can summon a water elemental. That will be. It's conjure elemental spell, so I don't know if they're friendly to us, but just as a reminder,
I do love little guys that I don't have to focus.
you love little guys.
Okay. He is stalking forward, yelling out in anger. Those who speak giant hear him essentially cursing the small folk in frustration and bellowing for the dragon to behave. And he's holding Ravasi with a death grip. And odds, you know that he likely will turn his wrath on something soon. It is your turn.
So as soon as Zyra said, got the message of you have 5 minutes, he clicks his boots and starts flying towards the Jarl. But he can only move 25 because he's a halfling.
So I will have allowed you, since we didn't kind of get back to odds, you could have moved a full round if you had wanted to.
Oh, I did. I just moved 25 feet while all that was going on because I assumed I'd get at least one movement.
Oh, you can have one more. I saw that. You had already walked away. So go ahead and have one more.
Okay, perfect. Thank
And
you.
then now at the start, you click your boots. Okay.
All right, perfect. And then as he flies forward, he sees that the Jarl has turned and come this way. And so instead of just going in a straight line forward, he's going to start to ascend and start to rise up into the air. And he's going to call out in a loud voice,
You were unlucky enough to meet me on a bad day. Let him down.
and then he's going to cast a 5th level catapult. He is going to grab what he lovingly refers to as Big Bartha out of his pack, and it is 25 vials all tied together.
I'm so excited for this.
Cheese combat.
I was gonna use it on the necromancer, but she was a coward. And then I am going to use that meta magic that gives them disadvantage on rolls.
Okay.
If I can remember what it's called. Heightened spell. It'll cost me 3 sorcery points, which I'm deducting now.
Isn't catapult a to hit spell though? So he wouldn't have to roll anything?
It's actually a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit. Okay.
Big things aren't
and you
usually
said
very dexterous.
disadvantage. Heard. I rolled a 7.
Awesome. So he takes
Plus?
5 bludgeoning damage, and then he's going to take 50 d6 acid damage.
I will use a legendary resistance to succeed.
He has that? None of the other ones had that. No.
We're level 11!
I know, but none of the other giants had it. I was
Okay.
banking that he wouldn't have it either.
Fucking amazing.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
To be so for real with you, I'm shocked and amazed we have yet to encounter one.
Okay, so he takes 12 bludgeoning damage because I round down. I think I did that math right. Go ahead and roll your acid damage. Oh my god!
126. Cost me
Okay.
a lot of gold.
Okay, unfortunately this is halved, but that's still 81 damage is nothing to sneeze at, and he does not seem to have any resistance to acid damage. As
Hang on, Zari.
Yes.
It's a save or suck spell. He doesn't take any damage. I just miss.
What? I'm so sorry.
Oh.
That's why I was so upset when you said legendary resistance.
I'm
was just
so
like,
sorry
no.
for you.
I was banking on the fact that that he didn't have it because
You did gamble there. You gambled there.
I sure did.
And a huge explosion of acid. I'm gonna say, for the sake of things, that because you missed, that now there is a huge kind of like hole in the ground right here.
I'm sinking the ship. He deserves it.
Okay. I'm so sorry, Odds, but
It's okay. It's a gamble, just like anything else Odd does. Odd
speaking
does.
of gamble, you did cast a spell. Go ahead and roll me a d20.
Oh, thank you.
Gambling.
Oh, dang it.
Oh, dang it.
Oh, dang it.
Okay.
Ravasi's gonna go, that's really fucking close.
Okay.
Yeah, well, if he wasn't such a coward. Sorry, that wasn't the right voice. I'm just a little pissy.
As you should. I'm mad for
You
you.
burned a legendary resistance!
You did. You did burn a legendary resistance. Very specifically. There's a lot of things that he felt he could have taken, but that, not one of them. Bonus action or anything else?
Nah, he's just gonna grumble in words that nobody else understands.
Okay, Nyx, what would you like to do?
Nyx is going to run and then dash because we're forever away. And then she's going to use her bonus action to cast Far Step. So she'll teleport 60 feet. And she's going to go way up here.
Okay.
That is her whole turn, though.
Okay, Ravasi.
Alright, does Tazira, because Tazira's no longer invisible, does
Mhm.
Tazira look like she's about to vortex warp him to freedom?
Yes, if he doesn't do something earlier.
Okay, if it looks like she's about to cast vortex warp, then, is his axe still on his back?
Mm-mm.
Is it in his hand?
Yes.
Cool.
Roll me an Arcana check just to see something. Okay.
13?
You don't notice anything. Carry on.
I was like, do I think it's magical?
You don't notice anything. Carry on.
Alright. Okay.
What are you doing, Ravasi?
Okay, so okay, this is a question for the DM. If a creature was to hold me and be holding me and I was to cast levitate on it, would it still be holding me as it levitates in the air?
Yes, because you are restrained
Okay.
by it.
I figured. Then Ravasi is going to... Sorry, I'm thinking through two other options right now, really quick. Ravasi's considering fireballing on top of himself. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay, what are you doing, Ravasi?
You know what? Fuck it, we ball. He is just going to, I'm assuming he's like a little squished, but he is just going to, with magic in his words, just say, I think the best thing you could do is to drop your weapon. And he's with that drop. It says the target drops whatever it is holding. He's gonna cast command on it to drop, like, his item and me, potentially. Because
Okay.
it says whatever it's holding.
I, unfortunately for you, rolled a 19.
I will silvery barbs that.
Okay. You feel his grip tighten, and once again the magic comes out of you, and you are watching what he's doing. I rolled better.
Nice. Okay. He is going to give that advantage to Zara, because she is the only one within range.
He looks down at you and he says, I think not. You will die with your friends for the betrayal.
Really betrayed anything, considering the fact I didn't really make any official deals with you, now did I? You gotta be smarter than that. And then he's gonna say right to Zyra, and he's gonna give a bardic inspiration to Zyra.
Okay. I assume also
He is.
where do you want to do with the silvery barbs?
I give this advantage to Zyra.
Okay.
Because she's the only one close enough for me to do that. Ravasi is still trying to antagonize him.
Interesting. Okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
Komori.
It's a good idea. Trust me.
Well, considering I am very far away.
Start running.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's actually looking like. So, main. Oh, what?
You do technically have a sorcerer's burst in your anklet.
I do?
And you have 240 feet. Remember? That's usually the spell I put in there. So
I would say, is that with dashing?
Sorcerer's Burst is an action. It's like a action
It is an
cantrip
ac- yeah.
attack.
yeah, it's an action cantrip attack, but because you use my like thing, it's within range. If you want to use that as an option to attempt to hit it. I know it's a little harder for you, but
Or
it gives
could
you a bit
dash.
of range. Or you can you can do whatever you want. That was just an option that I wanted to offer to you.
I think I'm just going to dash to just
That's so
start
fair.
off.
That's so fair.
So I have essentially with dashing that gives me 80 feet of movement.
Go for it.
Hell yeah, baby.
So yeah, in that case, I'm gonna move a little bit this way. So that way, I'm not in like one specific. We're a little more spread out.
Okay. Bonus
Mhm.
action.
I don't think I really have much I can do with my bonus action. I'm not gonna rage in this case because that'd be wasting it, kinda. So.
Okay. To Zyra.
Alrighty, it is time to Vortex Warp my very good friend who I have promised not to let die out of a grip. So let's
You technically, I think it has to be within 90 feet from you.
within 90 feet from me. Okay, gorgeous. How far do you want to
Let
be
me-
back with Osby?
Let me
Or you
double
wanna-
check that really quick.
Will you display
Hold
the
on.
spell?
Absolutely. I will copy
Yeah,
and paste.
it's just that you can see within range. So technically speaking, you can do it within 90. I have to be within 90 feet from you, and it has to also be within 90 feet. So you could throw me over here if you really, really wanted to. I
It
would
won't-
like to be within 100 feet. So like, if you want to stick me like anywhere like over here, would be perfectly
Gorgeous.
fine with me.
Yes. DM, it is not
That's okay.
letting me spell.
All good.
But
One
yes, I
second.
will for Bossy there.
I got this. Hold on.
And then after I slap Ravasi there, I am going to promptly pussy out.
are you
and hop
sticking
on my
me?
broom.
Where you
I'm
want it to
gonna-
be.
Like right over. Okay, like right over here. Perfect.
Yeah, like right here.
I'm gonna promptly pussy out.
Okay. Bonus action or anything?
I will bonus action. I'm gonna bonus action take form of the dragon.
Okay.
Actually, do you want to have moved me kind of near Komori so that if he runs towards us, Komori will kind of hit him first?
Sure. I mean, if you
Cool.
run... Yeah.
Hi, Komori! That seemed to go shockingly well.
It is now the Jarl's turn. He
Mhm.
begins to stalk forward and walks forward 40 feet. And as he does, he begins to shoot off. You watch as magic coalesces from that rune on his chest and goes down his arm, and a burst of energy shoots off at you, Ravasi. He's pissed at you. 27 to
course.
hit.
27 hits?
14 cold damage. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Yes, ma'am. I can't see that, so I
That's an 18.
Don't know what it is.
You do save, but your speed is reduced by 10 feet.
that's fine.
However, he is vengeful. He goes to hit you again. 22 to hit.
22 hits.
20 cold damage.
Oh, jeez.
And make another Constitution saving throw.
Wait, those were all cold, right?
Yes.
I have resistance, ha ha ha. What was
Okay.
the first one again? 12?
14, so do 7. Heal 7.
7.
And then only take
Okay.
10 cold damage on the second one.
Very good, very good. Ravasi's cocky as shit. He's gonna go, Komori, did you feel a stiff breeze?
Go ahead and roll another Constitution saving throw.
Uh-huh. 4.
Okay, you are now fully restrained as you're like starting to be frozen in ice.
Okay.
And he was frustrated. He noticed that the ice isn't affecting you nearly as much. And in Giant, he kind of yells out what seems to be some sort of like curse, calling him an intruder for those who speak Giants. You kind of get
Yup.
the sense of like intruder imposter as you watch as the ice rune that Ravasi has on his belt flashes, and he looks frustrated that Ravasi's wearing that. But he is vengeful, and you are now restrained, so he has advantage. That is a 23 to hit you.
That hits.
For another 16, half to 8 cold.
Okay.
That is his turn.
You know what? That could have been a lot worse, guys.
Okay. Odds,
Yeah.
what are you doing with Nyx on deck?
He is pissed, as always. He seems to get real mad about these things.
Well, you've
He's
been
gonna
facing a lot of angry situations recently.
I know. He doesn't have the blood pressure for this. So he moves up 25 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have a clear shot at him from here?
Yes.
He's gonna he's gonna hold up his quarterstaff like a rifle, and he's gonna yell, "Stop dodging and die!" And then he's
Damn.
going to cast Disintegrate.
Oh, okay.
Oh!
Oh!
Do I roll a saving throw on that?
Yeah, it's also a dex saving throw.
It's a
Okay.
save or suck. Maybe don't.
No, it's a half damage one.
Nope. The disintegrate is a save or suck.
What?
Are you
What?
sure?
Are you sure?
It's 6th level.
Display this spell for me?
Disintegrate?
Oh, I thought it did. Hold on.
It, like, cast it, so it rolled the damage. It's a fuck ton of damage.
There we go. I thought it was half damage.
On a failed save.
Does it-
Yeah, it just says on a failed save. It doesn't say anything but a successful save, which means it's a save or suck. I
Oh,
will let
then
you
I cast it.
rescind and nope. I will let you rescind and make a different choice. You thought it was not a save or suck.
I appreciate you so much. Like I said, once again, very gracious DM.
Yeah,
'cause
well,
no,
you
would not
haven't
have.
played high enough. If you had played this character a ton and were continuing to like do this, then I'd be like, okay, dude. But like, no, you're just learning. It's fine.
Yeah, I have played a level 11 character one time before.
Also, like, so many spells are hard to know. So if that's like not what you
Yeah.
intend and you know this information, it makes sense. So
Ravasi, Sly only knows that because she has a character with disintegrate on it.
Yeah. Okay,
Well,
so
I appreciate you.
what else would
Of
you like
course.
to do instead? I would have believed it. I would not
He's
have read
just-
the spell.
He's just gonna rage out and be super pissed and chuck a fireball. Same thing.
Okay.
He's gonna be like, stop dodging and just die already.
Dexterity saving throw, I rolled a 16.
Yeah, it's at a 20, I believe.
Okay, I will burn another legendary resistance.
Good.
Good, yes.
However, the fire damage seems to do just regular to him.
That's
Oh,
fine.
that's fine.
As a burst of... you are single-handedly starting to just... This is built of wood. It's starting to catch on fire.
That is not an odds problem.
See, stuck to the wood. This might be a Ravasi problem.
Accurate.
Okay.
It's fine. You guys can
A
revive
bonus
him.
action or
We
anything
can
else?
We can make Zari revive 2 of her friends within 24 hours. This won't be traumatic at all. Don't worry about it.
I don't believe so. He's super okay with drawing aggro because, like I said, he believes he can survive anything, so he will pass.
Okay. No movement, you're staying there?
I had to move up to here to get a clear shot.
Oh,
at him.
okay, got it. Nyx, it is your turn with Ravasi on deck.
I'm sorry, can you remind me what the red squiggles are?
It's just
Fire.
It's me saying it's starting to burn. You won't take damage from going in there, but
Okay.
like I'm noting that it's going to start burning soon.
Okay.
Guys,
All
I
right,
think he has 3 or 4.
Nyx is going to make her scythe grow with her bonus action.
Okay.
And then Nyx is going to move a little bit and Eldritch Blast it.
Okay.
It is an 8. Oh, 15. That's a 6, I guess.
A 15 just misses.
And 12.
Oh, sad. I think
Don't you
that
get
just-
3?
Do I get 3 at this level?
We get 3 level. We just
It
get
is
it.
3. It's miss anyways.
Oh,
Damn.
tragic. All 3 hit him. They just glance off of his armor, and he is not paying attention to you at all. You are but a fly.
That is fine. I'm gonna keep moving a little further, kind of like behind her.
Okay. Ravasi, it is your turn. You are restrained.
He's within 60 feet of me now. He's been moving closer. He just fucking is, bitch. Ravasi's gonna cast Fairy Fire on him.
Okay. That's a dexterity saving throw?
Yes, it is.
I rolled a 3, but in his mind it is not damage, so he will not take a legendary resistance. He does not care about some sparkles.
Perfect. You
Boom.
all have advantage on him.
Oh, you fucked up. Oh, you fucked up.
I know. I thought about stuff in advance as to what he would do and what his character is.
He doesn't understand that.
Yep.
And then I will Bardic Komori. You ready to go fuck shit up?
Oh, hell yeah.
At the end of your turn, Ravasi, the ice has melted and cracked, and you are no longer restrained. Okay, Komori, it is your turn
Alright.
with Tzaira on deck.
Okay, so we have advantage on attacks for a little bit?
You
Yes,
have
you
advantage
do.
for the next minute.
Oh boy, yeah, okay, yeah, he can go get fucked.
And you have a
Uh,
Bardic.
Yup. So Komori's gonna do the one thing that she knows that she definitely can do. And that would be, rushing over to this guy, and as she's rushing over, she is going to rage.
Woo!
Because, what good is just walking over casually and being, okay, I'm going to rage now, and just go, ah.
Okay.
So, with the rage, we are going to be doing the Form of the Beast claws. Because, you know, we love that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, in that case, that means we get the 3 attacks. So, let's go. And we have advantage.
Does the third attack take your bonus action, or do you just get a third attack?
You know what? That's also a good question.
Also, can you get there?
Yes. Because I have 4. I swear to God.
You're the one with the reach.
Yeah, the tail. That's fair. That makes sense.
You can have 3 rage. I'll let you keep the natural 20.
Nope. Nope.
I'll let you keep your natural 20. It's sad otherwise.
No, look, I've been playing Komori for how long now?
It was
Well,
a
isn't it the
mismeasure.
same
It's
to
fine.
hit?
It's the same to hit. It doesn't change your to hit. Just roll your tail damage. Komori action.
God.
Okay. Is your tail damage the same? It's just bludgeoning?
Yes.
Okay. So we will take that with 11 plus your rage, which is now 3, so 14 damage. 25 definitely hits. Go ahead, crit fish if you would like.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, you can tell we're just, yeah.
Komori
yeah.
action?
I hate it here.
No, you don't. You
I'm
love
suffering,
it.
I'm suffering.
My favorite part is getting an
Oh, look
odds
at that, doesn't
action. Okay.
I love Komori action so much.
It's so funny to me. Okay, you now have the tail with reach. I was about to ask Zari what she's doing, but I see a bunch of mippets and I fear. Okay, Zari, what do we see as we look over at you?
He done fucked up.
Beautiful. So what you guys see is Tizira will raise her, and for a moment, the threads of fate that she weaves are visible as 16 Tiziras appear around this Jarl. Each of them with costumes reminiscent of different constellations that are reflected on them. And they will all begin to wail on him.
What?
At
Advantage.
So let's see, and they have a +4 to hit.
Okay.
So let's see, and then I will roll. So let me 17. I can consolidate it real quick.
So I will say, so I'm gonna count like I'm gonna go through this a little bit closer just because something's gonna happen here. As they appear around him, he looks a little shocked for a moment. He was handling whatever. Komori's hits didn't seem to be too bothered by them. But as you appear, he looks a little shocked. The first one attacks him, and as it does, you watch as a coat of ice forms around him for a moment, and the first one would have hit, but now it does not. And a burst of the ice shatters after as the creature hits the ice, and it bursts out around him. So everyone within 5 feet will need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Gotcha. Un momento. I just have it consolidated to all.
Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it. That's helpful.
Totally. You said dex saving throw?
Yep.
Gotcha. So that is going to be in the guys within 5 feet. So 2 guys around. So a 5, a 13, and a 9 with +2. So that is a 7, a 11.
Okay, none of them make it, so they all take 15 frost damage.
Can't believe.
I will have just for the sake of ease, since they all laid into him at once, I'm gonna honor their attacks rather than having to figure out who did what, because I don't care too much. Okay, so the first one hit and missed. However, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hit.
Yes, and they have a +4. That is not with the +4.
Oh, that is not with the +4?
That is not with the +4.
Okay, hold on. More hit then. It would be an 11 and above. So other than
11.
the first one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 then.
Gotcha. So that is 12.
We'll say that the couple that disappeared were the couple that missed.
Let's see.
And there was 2 natural 20s in that.
Oh yeah. Let's see. 2. May have missed, but I'm honoring your spirit. And then he also loses this much strength from his. So if he goes below 28 strength, if he goes to 0, he dies.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, you okay?
What summoned?
What happened?
I summoned shadows. I okayed these with you.
But I didn't register. You can
Oh
summon
no!
16 shadows?
Surprise!
Why do you think I was like, you okayed the shadows?
I okayed the shadows. In Raw, they're okay. According to Raw, they're fine.
You're forgetting
Shadows
this is CC we're talking about.
You need to apologize to Shorty for not giving him a chance to cheese my combat, because you just cheesed
No, it's
it.
okay. This is funnier.
Sorry, Shorty.
Also, shadows are chronically under CR leveled.
They are. Indeed, they are.
This makes me feel better about missing like 200 damage.
Yeah. Do you want to know what his strength score is?
Yeah.
A 23. So, describe what this looks like, as there's a burst of frost energy, and yet these things are still wailing on him. What does it look like?
What this is not violence, right? They're not actually watching any of these reflections hit or throw a punch or anything. They watch as they pull threads from him. Dozens and dozens and dozens of threads, and as the threads unwind and pull by these Zari's feet, he begins to crumple down on his knees, and you just watch the color drain slowly but surely until he can no longer keep his own weight up, until his heart can no longer keep its own weight up. And he goes still.
You pull...
And the Zari look up.
You pull the fate from him, the possibilities, the chances, the pure strength of his soul. And then he crumples and dissipates into frost.
Odds is going to look at Zari and go,
Oh man, I didn't get to throw my other big Bertha.
Sorry, to be fair, I honestly didn't think they'd work that well.
Amori's just dumbfounded, just like, remind me not to piss you off.
In the pile of dust, you see what looks to be a rune, still there. And then you also see what looks to be a helm, which is a copper helm that is fitted with red dragon horns.
Does anyone want to help free me?
Yes.
There is chaos happening around you. It looks like the rest of these denizens are fighting dragons. You probably have a couple of, moments before you are noticed. Odds, you feel an intense pull from the front of the ship.
Not now, Twinkie. I got business to do.
If Odd starts moving, the reflection will follow him as a help.
Okay. Oh my god.
No, stay back, you freaks!
They're all terrifyingly silent and still-faced, but they just give you a nod.
I saw what you did to him. You're not taking me too.
Odd, they're on our side.
For now.
I'm convinced.
They'll help you with whatever you need, as I'm going to start taking a firebolt to any of the ice-trapping Ravasi.
Yeah, you easily free Ravasi. Ravasi was mechanically already freed, but this is funnier.
I'm assuming you're helping me, like, get the last bits off.
Holy shit. And Odds... No, it's fine. I think it's great. You guys have managed to, at this point, I was like, this is the one they're not gonna get. And you did. And I'm so proud of you. But at least I got to do some cool things before that, so whatever.
You could have easily one-shot me if I wasn't resistant to cold damage.
Okay.
Why do you think I was antagonizing him?
Also, there was a possibility of you guys fighting him last night, and you managed to kill all the giants. I'm just saying.
Ravasi is barking so hard right now.
I'm so proud.
Odds, you managed to go to the front, and go ahead and roll me just a straight charisma check.
Hey, not bad.
Okay. With an 18, you feel the pull and a sharp tug, and as you go to the front, you see this siren carved in the wood, and you look at her. She has nice tits. And then you suddenly a burst of energy comes from you in the way that Bob only reacts, and you watch as her head begins to burn away, and there in the center of her skull is what looks to be a glowing mote. And you instinctually reach in and grab it, and it looks to be some sort of not quite circular. It definitely has sides to it. It probably fits in the palm of your hand, but some sort of item.
Odds will, without even checking it, will grab it and you can like excitedly scurry back to everyone else like a small child with a gumball.
Did you get it?
I think so.
I'll walk up to Zari and then hold my hand out to her so she can see it.
I will excitedly peer over, because I need to know what this man was interested in.
Yeah, it's a really interesting thing. It looks to have, like, a bazillion sides. Like, a lot of sides. But it's definitely not a circle. And it's about the size of Odd's palm, and it glows. And as you look at it more, it pulses.
Ooh.
And it's very golden energy. Go ahead and roll me just a flat Arcana check.
Maybe I will. As opposed to a caked up Arcana check?
Yeah, I guess. I realized what I was saying. It's fine.
It did not show, but that was a 23.
Okay. So with a 23, you feel an interesting, not attachment to it, but you understand that this item probably plays with fate a little bit. Probably plays with chance a little bit. And likely it was something that his patron needs to assist in whatever his patron needs.
Oh, that is so interesting.
Odds is going to hold it up to his eye, and it should be like burning through his corneas, but he's going to hold it up to his eye and say,
"Oh, I can watch cartoons in this!"
As he holds it up to his eye, you watch as those kind of like motes of energy that sometimes swirl around Odds when you glint, like when you squint properly, begin to like fly around him really, really fast for a second.
I am actually going to get on one knee. I'm going to look up to the sky, clasp my hands together, and go, "Bob, may I glance into your many-sided dodecahedron? Please don't burn me.
If she does. If you'll let me have this one, Miss
Sure.
Dio.
Yeah, I'll let you have this one.
you stare into it, and you see a very basic child's cartoon of a little dolphin.
Beautiful. Listen,
It's-
animation has not been invented yet. This is amazing.
It's like it looks like those baby sensory ones that there's like no words or music. It's just it's just like this ugly little chibi dolphin.
This
It's
is
perfect for him.
We love that.
This is incredibly fascinating. However, we really, and he's going to grab, I'm assuming the rock feathers on Komori, he's gonna pop the feather out again and make the rock appear. We should probably get out of here before this very fiery, acid-filled, place starts to burn. Also,
Agreed.
do we want to free humans, or I don't know if we really have any boats for that.
I don't think we have the means for that, unfortunately. And I will just grab the shit from the dust pile, pop it into the bag of holding, and hop on the bird.
Okay.
Someone's jealous they didn't get to see the dolphin.
What dolphin?
You all hop on the bird as it begins to take off. You watch as the two dragons peel off from the fighting and begin to follow you.
Pull the eggs out, pull the eggs out, pull the eggs out,
I
pull
will
the eggs
pull
out.
the eggs out. And I am actually, I imagine I have netting or rope of some kind. I'm gonna get the bag, put the eggs in the bag, and just kind of be at the edge of the rock holding it out.
Okay. Like a
Odds.
random bag, not your bag of holding?
Not my bag of
Yes.
holding. Like
Okay.
a grocery bag, but for dragon eggs.
How
Odds
about
will-
this? They kind of they fly with you out a little ways, and then they kind of herd the rock to land for just a moment. And one of them, the woman dragon, the female dragon, stalks forward and snorts. And as she sees the eggs, she sees you like starting to unload the eggs. And they enviously run forward, and relief across their draconic faces. To Zari, you recognize knowing dragon expressions as they gather the eggs to them.
And I will actually take out 2 carnelians worth 50 gold pieces. May these fare you well in your new life with your new little ones.
Oz, you were gonna say something?
Oh, I was gonna say that I take the eggs from her and fly them to the dragon.
Oh, I was making
Well,
it
that's-
easier because, like, the dragons can't fly holding, like, 5 eggs. That's unrealistic, so I was just gonna make them land somewhere. It's fine.
Sorry, Odds.
But no worries. But on seeing the carnelian, he will remember that you gave him one, and he will hand it back to you and say,
Oh, sorry, I forgot about this. I was super nervous. Just ignore it if it smells like pee. I was really nervous.
I will prestidigitate it before I put it in my bag, and then prestidigitate my hand. Thank you, Odds. It's quite all right.
No, thank you. You've been wonderful.
The dragons kind of take off as you guys are loading back on your rock. Looks like you get the sense that the longer you stay, the less likely they will be to kill you. Or the more likely they will be to kill you. So they're getting aggressive, especially now that they have their eggs back. There's nothing keeping them from killing you.
Yep. Let's GTF.
And you begin to fly back. It's probably going to be about an hour or so before you get back to the boat. Odds, you were saying?
he was saying bye to the dragons.
Oh, okay. The dragons do not say bye back.
Aww.
I'm sorry. They're pretty feral.
Orvasi's gonna ask, does anyone care that we didn't save the other humans?
I mean, yes, but I don't know how of the unfortunate thing. 'Cause, 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 'cause,
enough.
Zyra, roll me a... Let's do a history check.
Oh boy, I love history. I'm gonna see. 11.
With an 11, you know that the Frost Giants will probably be taking some time to figure out who the new Jarl is and pick up the pieces here. So you're not quite sure what that will mean for the captives, but Lilith is no longer there either.
I will tell that to the rest of the party. I mean, if we want to try and go back and get them while the giants are quarreling amongst themselves who will lead, we can. We'll just need to bring a boat closer and perhaps many safety boats.
You do also know for a fact that the captain will not get close.
Yeah. I mean, but maybe if we convince her and we killed the Jarl.
We can always report it to the nearest town. They've got guards and stuff and other adventurers they can hire to deal with it.
That is true. That might actually be a good thing to try and perhaps contact the Village of Hearts and see if they have anybody who is itching to go and save some folks.
He's going to lay a hand on Zyra's hand and say,
You don't have to save everyone.
But you gotta try, don't you?
No, I literally said just leave it alone this time. I don't think you were listening.
Fair. Okay, yes, no, I wasn't.
There you go, thank you.
Oh, you've been amazing throughout this thing, even if, fate, chance, maybe two sides of the same coin, if I have to put it generously. But thank you.
Rabasi, in the most dramatic fashion, is gonna whip around to look at you and go, Zyra admitting that she might be wrong, look, gasp!
I said they were two sides of the same coin, therefore it is likely very deep entanglement that will require scholars past my time of living to figure out.
That sounds like academic speak to saying I was wrong.
What would you know about academic speak, twink boy?
I've quite literally been professionally tutored for like 100 years.
I've quite professionally fucked your mother. I'm going to run away.
Also done that.
You see him get pale, and he goes, You wouldn't have wanted to do that in the first place.
I write that down.
You do eventually land back on the ship. It looks like they had gotten your message and they were willing to stay. And as you land, she immediately pulls anchor and begins taking the boat back.
Miss Captain, I missed you.
She completely ignores you. But
I'm gonna call after her. He's actually a very comfortable bed partner.
Yeah, I am.
She gives you a very interesting look, the oh my god, what the fuck look.
Yeah, he just smiles at her in that I'm fucking with you face.
I was built for comfort, not speed.
But you have all succeeded. You managed to free the dragons and save the dragon eggs. You learned more.
I'm so sorry. I had to say it.
I missed what you said.
You can give me this as I said he's a gentle lover. You can give me disinspiration. I accept this.
I will not give you disinspiration. I will, however, I was going to give to Zyra inspiration, and I totally forgot. I got distracted. So, Zyra, you get inspiration for that dope-ass kill, and also the cool description for it. Okay. Anyway, but as you all kind of gather, realizing what you have done, what you have accomplished, and even though you weren't able to do exactly what you wanted to do, you did still succeed. And the Frost Giants are now in disarray. They do not have the conch and thus don't have connection to the other giants. And you have taken quite a bit of the resources too, and the dragons that they held captive. And you all kind of gather on the boat as it's beginning to row back to Thalor.
Holy shit, we did it. Oh, okay, that was very close. I don't like how close that was.
What are you talking about? You had me. You were bound to succeed.
You were right. A man who knows his future can still be afraid.
Sure, I guess. I mean, if you want to be a coward about it.
Sure.
I can see what you mean, Ravasi.
Well, either way, I've got what I need, so...
He's gonna rub at his throat. Where, like, you can see where the giant had, like, squeezed at his neck.
Yeah, I don't know why you were doing that. You were just fine.
Alright. It hurt!
Well, then don't let him grab you, Twinkie! You got magic, use it! You can teleport, I've seen you do it!
Politely was trying to appease him for as long as possible.
Yeah, anyways, like I said, I've got what I need, so I'm out.
Oh, well, we wish you safe travels.
As to you too, I feel very blessed by being able to meet you all, and I hope that I run into you again. May you all the luck on your journey, and if you wouldn't mind, I would like to leave you with a blessing from Bob.
Of course.
Yeah, I'll glance between the party and then kneel down to be bestowed a blessing.
Yeah, I won't say no.
Yeah, I'm short. Everybody kneel.
And then he is going...
Okay.
Then he's going to go up to each one of you and give you a little kiss on the forehead, and you will receive Bob's boon, which is 3 charges of the lucky feet.
Holy shit!
Once they are gone, they are gone.
But
they
they
do not
stay
recharge, but they stay around.
Holy shit!
You guys should tie him up and make you kiss him on the forehead every day.
That'd be really hard to tie me up, unless, you know, it's in the bedroom.
And then he's going to wiggle his eyes at his eyebrows at Nyx.
Pass. Anyway, I too need to talk to you guys. Last night, my patron, who I work for, as you know, came in and said that I need to leave you guys.
What?
Yeah, it's not personal, it's just business. We collectively decided the giant's not as big a deal as Lilith, and I should refocus on my goals.
Will you have anybody else?
Do I have anybody else?
She'll nod.
Well, you've met my fantastical family.
So you'll contact them then?
Probably not, but I was just answering the question. No, I'm just gonna start trying to figure out where Lilith is, I guess.
It's Lilith.
Okay.
The sexy drow lady. That I
Oh
joined.
yeah, I'm going after her too. She pissed me off.
Oh, it looks like maybe I have Odds. Odds, would you like to be my pet?
Oh, absolutely.
Komori just like was about to say something, and then she just does like the casual, just slow drop of the finger, and just.
You can't deny knowing me in public, though.
Only if you promise to not speak in public.
If you hold my
Around?
hand, we got a deal.
I will let you hold my finger like you're a small child.
Deal.
Good negotiations.
Happy to be on board.
So, Zara, to revisit your question, I have Odds.
Beautiful. Well, I guess just stay safe and stay in touch, and at least you've got luck on your side now.
Yeah, and thanks to my patron, I'm immortal, so don't
What?
worry too much about me.
Huh?
We have so much in common.
It's like a dream team, me and Odds.
Go back. Immortal?
I'm pretty sure she just won't let my soul pass to the other side.
Same.
Yeah, see, Odds is the same. He has the same patron apparently. Maybe Bob is
well-
just a pseudonym.
I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what I like to think. That's why I've been alive for so long.
Oh yeah, me too.
Okay.
Will you ever try to find us again, or is this goodbye forever?
No, I'm sure within like the next year, you guys will be like, oh, Nix, we need Nix to kill this big bad giant, and you guys will find me, and I'll help you maybe, or I'll be dead.
I thought
Well-
you were immortal.
Well, as me and Oz just discussed, we pretend that, but who knows?
Don't worry, I'll take care of her.
You better.
I'd certainly hope so. Gramps.
He's going to reach up and grab her finger.
Good
We're
boy.
not in public.
I mean, this is public enough. You wouldn't want me to pee around here.
Yes, and this means Odds can stop talking.
Oh, man.
I guess in the meantime, we've got time until the shore. I think a going away party is in order.
Yes, if you all want to celebrate my leaving, you may.
What would you rather us cry and let Odds piss his pants because none of us are gonna do it?
I suppose that would be a funnier option if you want.
Odds, do you have piss enough for the rest of us? Because I can't piss myself.
That's my secret. I can piss at any time. Hey, Twinkie, where are them shrooms?
He is actually not super paying attention to you. He just looks really sad.
Odds will sober up a little bit and let go of Nyx to walk over to Ravasi, and will pat him on the thigh and kind of whisper under his breath.
Like I said, I'll take good care of her, okay? I promise.
Oh, I have no doubt of that.
You are
All right.
able to gather up a meager meal and kind of begin to throw a little mini celebration in your quarters, both as completion of this and saying goodbye to Nyx. If there's...
Ravasi will at some point start a half improv, a half clearly, like, at least somewhat thought of song about every single one of Nyx's exploits.
Beautiful. I make
How
a
cool
gallop.
she is in battle.
Aww.
I'm not gonna
I'm
make
just
you
gonna get
roll, it's
absolutely
really
trashed.
cute.
Sorry, didn't mean to speak.
No,
over you.
you're good. I was just saying you don't need to roll. I think that's cute. And then Odds, yes, gets absolutely trashed. To Zyra, you were saying something?
Sorry, yeah, I didn't mean to talk over either. I will make us 4 gallons of beer, and I will actually partake tonight.
Is there any little moments that you wish to have during this mini party with 4 gallons of beer?
Nyx will say, "You guys are making me sad with your sadness, so why don't we just get this group hug out of the way?" And she'll bring everybody in.
Is this why you tucked me in and closed my eyes last night?
She
No.
did what?
Yeah!
That
All
was
right, I'm calling
purely
bullshit.
instinctual.
We're gonna miss you, Nyx.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll miss you guys too. You have made this last few months as stressful as possible. I can never replace it.
Hopefully we sprinkled in a little bit of enjoyment.
Sometimes.
Who knows? Maybe you'll get your cleric.
I think I got odds, which is probably worse, but whatever.
Hey, that's not true. And then I will cast Cure Wounds on her.
Holy shit, I got a cleric.
I'm not a cleric, but I am an apostle, I guess. But yeah, see, I've got this birthmark on my butt that lets me heal. And then he's going to start mooning
Why
everyone.
don't you not heal me anymore?
He's a mark of healing halfling.
Aw.
Stop. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I'd rather die than be healed by you odds, but thank you.
Oh man.
You can still hold my finger in public.
Yay! and then he's going to grab her finger again.
Well, with
God,
that,
I'm like tearing up in real life.
I know.
Yeah.
With that, you all celebrate a job well done. You celebrate your time with Nyx and knowing that she's going to be gone for at least a bit. You're kind of parting ways. There's hope of meeting in the future. And knowing that Odds is with her. And I think towards the end of the night, if there's nothing else that you wish to do, to say goodbye.
Ravasi will just, at some point when people are winding down, will just almost a little shy, just kind of like walk up to Nyx and in like the most sincere, like no bullshit, no extra flamboyance, nothing. I know you're not sentimental, but I'm really glad we met in that tavern and had a showroom.
Of course you are. I'm beautiful.
Yes, you are.
It's been fun, Rivasi. Even though you
has.
hide your past and don't tell us anything.
You're one of the best things that have ever happened to me. So,
That is very sweet to say. You are the best friend I ever had also. But you better come find me soon before Odds takes your place.
of course. I mean, damn, I've got, a lot of competition there.
I don't know about that. He's kind of weird, but yeah.
I'm being
maybe.
sarcastic. I'm being sarcastic for the sake of humor. But no, I'm serious. Go kick her ass.
Yeah, it might be a problem. She'll keep running, but maybe one day.
Probably. She's a little bitch, but just know she'll always leave little bits of molten lava and burnt hair wherever she leaves.
Well, before we go, I'd like to give you something, but we'll wait until then.
Okay. Okay.
For the sake of things, the 2 weeks pass by very quickly. If there is stuff that Zari would like to research, I will do that with her separately. And you all spend some time together, enjoying your time, probably celebrating a couple more times. And it's not 2 weeks, sorry, it's like a week, maybe, I forget. But you make it back to the cities. And as you're departing and getting off of the boat onto the very bright city and beginning to part ways, the rest of the group heading back towards the Arcane Brotherhood, and Odds and Nyx heading not towards the Arcane Brotherhood, because Odds can't go there, you say your last goodbyes.
Many hugs.
Maybe
Yeah,
one
Odds
hug
is-
each.
Oz is blubbering like a baby.
Oh,
Never had kids before. I'm gonna miss you all.
Aww.
Well, maybe one day, Taziro will learn how to cast sending, and we can send as many messages back and forth.
Yes. Hopefully I will be able to put that in the spellbook soon, and we will be able to talk. If not, as I have said, please do not let Nyx die, and we will meet again and get set stones.
Oh, she'll be fine as long as she's with me. I forgot about your journals. I wanted to read my journal entry.
I will actually take what I have been doing since he first expressed a desire, and I will do one of those urban copy prints and hand him his page.
He is going to be ecstatic.
From the first glance, it's Tazira's first impression of Odds was obviously not great, and it shows through in her journal. She's off-put, she's confused, she's doubting her own abilities, she is wondering if this is fate trying to teach her a lesson about taking too much control. And you see as it softens over time, and what was originally this "what is the world doing to me" starts to focus more into her actually seeing you as a person and not just somebody here to wreck all of and by the end it seems that she's quite fond for you, and it is currently 3-2, 3 on Bob's side.
He is going to obviously not read it all at that moment, but he's going to skim it real fast, and he is going to give her a great big hug. He's very thankful because as much as he, is a bit of an attention whore, he does not get a lot of time with people, if that makes sense. It's normally just like the time he spends with somebody around a gambling table. So he is very thankful that somebody has put this much thought into him.
Aww. Stay safe.
You as well. And when all this is over, come back and see me. I still need to find Bob followers. I kind of forgot about that part.
I think you've got one of them.
I'm
No,
not
I
following
think-
Bob.
No, I think she's in love with somebody else.
I'm looking at Tazira. Jokingly.
She will actually give a slight grin. I've added him to my tentative list of unconfirmed members of the Pantheon.
Well, be sure that you survive whatever this mission for dragons is, and we'll talk about it some more. I would really like
it's a
that.
dragon mission.
Oh yeah, he hasn't been paying attention this entire time.
Sounds like a plan.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just laughing.
No, you're all good.
Why do you think I used talk, button to talk? Because otherwise I'd be cracking through the whole thing.
Keep him safe, Nyx.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
And I'm gonna miss you, Fishy.
I'm gonna miss you too. You be
He's going
safe,
to
right?
hug. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You be safe, okay?
Oh, don't worry about me. I've got the best luck in the world because I met you guys.
And then he's gonna hug Komori, and then he's gonna go to hug Ravasi, and then he's, you know, when you fake like you're gonna slap somebody in the nuts, he's gonna do that before the hug, just to watch him
Ravasi
flinch.
will. Yeah, Ravasi will flinch.
You get 2 for flinching.
And then he's gonna playfully punch you in the knee. And then he is going to hold Nyx's finger as he waves.
Don't forget that die I gave you.
Oh yeah, this one.
And then he's gonna hold out the glowing one. He goes,
Oh, not that one. The glass one.
Yes.
I'll keep it near me all the time. My good luck charm. Well, anything else, pretty lady?
I'll hold out a letter and look at Ravasi.
I'll take it.
Okay, and then I'll look at Odds and say, okay, I'm ready.
Do I
And
need
the-
to send this to somebody?
No, it just says open when you think you deserve it.
He's never gonna open that.
Don't fucking pal him out like this shit. Damn, bro.
he's your granddad. He knows.
Okay. Ravasi, do you want to give Nyx your present?
Fuck, did I have a present?
You said you did? Or did I misunderstand that?
No, I gave to the thing.
Oh! I misunderstood. My brain short-circuited there. Oof. Okay, sorry guys. Okay.
Yeah.
You... Don't let me ruin your very tear-filled goodbye. So as you guys are waving and beginning to walk to go catch a ferry, you actually, like, turn around and you see Odds holding onto Nyx's finger and they're waving. And then, to Zyra, you begin to feel something behind you. And you turn around and you watch as they are teleported in a swirl of energy.
Ooh.
And for a second, it looks like that spinning little weird circular, not circular thing you see, and then it dissipates.
I will just crack a smile at that and place a 4th tally mark.
Oh. And with that, I think that this is where we are going to end this session and end this arc. And very, very unfortunately end our time with our guest character, as well as thank you, Shorty, for playing with us. And we're so sorry that you have to step away from the campaign, but we really appreciated having you as well.
Thank you, love you, cutie pies.
Yes. So I'm gonna give a couple of quick shout outs quickly before we head out here. Reminder to like, comment, subscribe. BW, if you want to catch up and stay up to date with BW, who is an amazing content creator both in Magic the Gathering as well as D&D stuff, make sure to snag his TikTok, which is linked in the description below. And also, he does also have a Discord channel, so if you want to go hang out, get to know what's going on there, and spend some time with him, I will drop both that Discord channel in the description below, as well as in the Twitch chat. So if you want to join and go chat with him about Magic the Gathering and D&D, please do so. So thank you so much, BW, for spending time with us and giving us your time and running Odds. I loved him, and I hope you guys did too. So, yes.
Zari, it was an honor and a pleasure.
Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad that you had fun. That's the most important part. And we got to tell a pretty cool story, so... I think it was just the amount of levity that this arc needed.
For sure.
I think the vibes would have been rancid without Odds, to be so for real with
yeah.
They
Absolutely
were
rancid.
immaculate, though.
Mhm.
you.
So
No, I don't. As I said, don't praise me too much. You guys, I couldn't have done anything without y'all buffing my rolls. That was massive.
I wasn't talking shit about the rolls. I was talking about you.
Oh, stop it!
well, with that, thank you, Odds and Nix, and BW and Shorty. We appreciate you. And we will see what the remaining 3 get up to as they head back to Zyra's home next session to celebrate her birthday and deal with missing a party member. It'll probably feel like missing a limb, and reflect on that. And we will catch you all in the next episode. Everybody say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.